Hey, what's up, guys? John here. Jack Dorsey's Block laid off 4,000 employees yesterday. As that happened, the stock exploded.
Shares in payments firm Block surged 24% in extended trade after the company announced plans to lay off almost half its workforce.
Amazon, they now have 1 million robots inside of their factories.
Amazon, the second largest private employer in the country, is planning one of the biggest workplace transformations in modern history.
Amazon is reportedly planning to replace more than 500,000 jobs with robots.
The world's changing very, very fast. And Centrini Research put out an article. This was on the 22nd of February. 28 million views. And this is from the Perspective of the World, June 2028, saying the S&P is down 38% from its highs, unemployment just printed 10.2%, private credit is unraveling, prime mortgages are cracking, AI didn't disappoint, it exceeded every expectation. And so when you look at what all the big tech companies are doing right now, what's happening with the US consumer, everything is starting to make sense. But there's one equation that nobody is talking about that I think is the straw that breaks the camel's back. In April of 2020, March, April 2020, all the way to April 2021, we had a record amount of people leaving places like San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York City, the high cost locations where all the job opportunities were. And they moved to Austin, they moved to Nashville, they moved to Miami. They moved to really no income tax states.
People are leaving New York faster than any other state, according to the U.S. Census Bureau.
California dreaming no more. The state has lost an estimated 653,000 residents last year alone, with many Californians heading to Texas, Arizona, Washington, Nevada.
And they were able to put themselves in a position to become a buyer, a real estate investor, to increase their quality of living and reduce their tax base. It was a win for the employee.
Moving to these other states will likely find you paying no corporate or state income tax, and you'll find affordable housing.
But what if all of that is going to change? Because many of these people bought Airbnbs. They bought these properties thinking that, hey, I'm set. I am set. And now they went and said, look, you need to come back to the office, work from the office.
AT&T, Amazon, and Dell.
Federal workers.
Employees at the Washington Post, they are being ordered back to the office 5 days a week.
Really, it's a great way to release employees without having to give them a severance or a payout. As that's happening, they're now coming in as well saying, look, some of these employees are getting let go. Some are going to get replaced by AI. But one thing is for sure, we're reducing the headcount. So what does that mean for the trillions of dollars in mortgages that were assumed during that period? It's going to be unique, it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be a significant shift inside of America's housing market because of all of this change. Because a lot of the people that are buying these homes are white-collar employees. But what if this time around, in this new economy, the blue-collar worker is the winner? The person that's the plumber, the carpenter, the roofer, right? Because that's going to be the job that's going to be harder to replace. What if the housing markets that were once affordable start to get radically more expensive as the world chases affordability because of AI? Let's see exactly what's going to go on. In this video, I'm going to break it down and show you. Please hit the like button. When you do, YouTube will share the content, educate more people about what's happening in America's economy. Take a look at this. So Jack Dorsey, he put this out saying that they overhired and they're now earning roughly $2 million per employee. And so they need to cut 4,000 employees. And as they did it, his stock radically increased and apparently made about $600 million just on his own personal shares after the 4,000 employees were let go. So a lot of these CEOs, all of the good ones, are paying attention to their stock price. They're paying attention to shareholder value. They're trying to reduce their expenses and find ways to make their company more profitable because that's what they were hired to do, right? They're hired to do the best thing for the company. And so you can see that clearly in Amazon with 1 million employees. And they're saying that they're going to replace 600,000 jobs in the next 7 years. Like, that's a major, major change. You look at China, like their ports. China's ports are what America's ports will look like in the next 5 to 10 years. In China, they have maybe 5 or 10 people inside of a room that are operating machinery, robots. They're operating everything from that small office that otherwise they would have needed hundreds of people working 24/7. Now they have a handful of people you can fit at a round table that are running the entire port. Like, that's what's going to be happening to these companies like Amazon and to American ports. And as that's happening, large tech companies are doing the same thing. It's a huge shift, a huge shift. AI replaces $180,000 jobs with $200 tools. Spending power at risk, $2 trillion private credit, $13 trillion housing market exposed. Accenture cites AI in 11,000 worker layoff. Microsoft to cut 9,000 more jobs as it invests in AI. Now I'm going to show you the housing markets also that are going to do, I think they're going to hold better. Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff says his company has cut 4,000 customer service jobs as AI steps in. I need less heads. Layoff surge in 2026, 10 major companies slashing thousands of jobs. Pinterest trims workforce amid AI strategy shift. In January, Securities and Exchange Commission filing Pinterest plans to lay off roughly 15% of its workforce, affecting hundreds of employees. Other notable layoffs, Meta is planning workforce reductions, approximately 10% within its Reality Labs division, 1,500 roles. Citi, 20,000. Nike, 775 jobs. MasterCard, BlackRock, Home Services Corp, Target, all planning layoffs. All these companies are planning layoffs. And these jobs will fall first as AI takes over the workplace. Now, I find this kind of fascinating because the last 5-10 years, the major story was you need to learn how to code. You need to learn how to be a developer. You need to be able to make money here. And then they completely changed the goalpost because the jobs that they said were the lowest paying jobs that nobody should get, no one should strive to achieve, which are the plumbers, the roofers, they're going to be the ones that are going to benefit from this. It's kind of ironic. Estimates vary, but experts coverage a transformative window of 10 to 30 years for AI to reshape most jobs. A McKinsey report projects that by 2030, 30% of current U.S. jobs could be automated, with 60% significantly altered by AI tools. Goldman Sachs predicts up to 50% of jobs could be fully automated by 2045, driven by generative AI and robotics. I mean, even in my own company, we have an AI that is unbelievable. Like, we're going to be rolling it out to all of our tenants, and it'll answer the calls 24/7, 365 days a year, for 17 cents a minute. So a tenant could call in at 2, 3, 4 in the morning over a leak, over a roofing issue. It could be a variety of different issues. And the AI can troubleshoot the problem. They can direct the call to the specific vendor to solve that problem. The vendor can then hit approve or deny the job request. If they deny it, it'll go to the next person until someone accepts it. And then at that point, the tenant and that vendor are put in touch to coordinate. So you start to look at how effective and how efficient that is. It's hard for a human to be able to do that. And if you were to have a team of people that are available 24/7, think about how expensive that would be for the business owner, right? And the business owner always has to push the cost onto the next person. So it would either be in the rent, it would either be in the property management fees, but when you're able to control cost, it gives you a significant advantage. And that's what all these companies are going to try to do, control costs, because inflation is going to get more expensive, employees are going to demand more money, and businesses are going to ask themselves, is there a more cost-effective way, right? And large companies are going to ask themselves, what's the best thing for our shareholder? Not what's the best thing for the employee, what's the best thing for the investors, the people that own shares in this company. So it's also going to be impacting the real estate transaction. It will be fascinating to see what it looks like to buy and sell real estate 10 years from now. AI can automate 37% of tasks in real estate, representing $34 billion. And this is from Morgan Stanley. So Morgan Stanley is saying this. And areas most likely to benefit from AI include management, sales, related activities, office, admin support, installation, maintenance, and repairs. Yep. Exactly what we're already doing. Companies using AI to reduce on-site staffing reports higher satisfaction from clients and their own teams. AI could have a positive impact on the overall job market, which could benefit the real estate sector. It'll benefit the people at the top of the real estate sector. But I think that's the big change that's going to be coming. But it's not just going to be real estate. Like McDonald's they got sued for this, but I think it's going to come back. They had a privacy lawsuit. And so people were driving in to the drive-thru. They would be able to mark their license plate and they would say, okay, this person, they would get a Big Mac combo and their kid would get, a chicken sandwich. And then they would know that. They're like, okay, they came here 3 times in a row, got the same thing. Now we can downsell 2 chicken sandwiches for, the 30% off, 50% off for the second one. And we could upsell the large Coke and, they could supersize it. And they could come forward ways to up and downsell their customers based on their license plate and based on their spending activity. I think that's coming back. But the job market and how this can impact real estate, I think, is most fascinating. So AI resilient jobs. So they talk about healthcare and skilled trades, mental health, management, leadership. I think that a lot of those jobs are going to be changing as well. But the areas that they think are going to be most resilient, the housing market in 2026 is expected to enter a recalibration phase with modest stable price growth around 1.2 to 2.2% annually rather than a sharp correction. Midwest, Great Lakes regions, markets with relative affordability such as Cleveland, Columbus, Indianapolis, Minneapolis, are expected to remain stable due to low inventory levels and high demand. Northeast suburbs, markets with low inventory, like when you can buy in a market where for someone to come in and build next door to you, their cost basis is 2 or 3x yours, you have the advantage. Right? They cannot profitably run that investment, that development. So the person with the pre-existing inventory is going to win. But the affordable towns are going to be the big winners here. Affordability. Because even the white collar, the high paying jobs, these people are going to be downsizing, right? They're going to be downsizing to save. And the people, the blue collar workers, they're going to be looking for affordability as well. So everything is going to be pointing, I believe, towards affordability the next really into the future. Job security over human skills. Housing market trend, the lock-in effect where homeowners with low mortgage rates refuse to move. But I think there's also going to be huge opportunity in Airbnb because a lot of people that bought Airbnb in 2021 bought at the top of the market thinking tourism was going to continue to boom. And as an affordability crisis enters, we're already kind of here, a lot of these people are going to need to sell those Airbnbs. And so supply and demand dictate and determine price. You could see a situation where a lot more supply hits the market, there's fewer available buyers out there, and you end up getting a great property in a prime location for a significant value, right? There could be really great opportunities there. So I think we're going to see a huge shift coming in the housing market, a really big shift coming in the job market, and a really big opportunity to create wealth. Because as I've always said, wealth is never lost, it's simply transferred from one group to the next. And this transfer is happening very, very quickly. What do you think about this entire situation? Let's have a conversation about this below, and I'll catch you next video.